A blonde shows up to work one morning, tears streaming down her face. Concerned, her boss gently asks, "What's wrong?" Through her sobs, she replies, "I got a phone call this morning. My mom passed away." The boss, shocked and sympathetic, says, "I'm so sorry. Please, take the day off. Go home and rest." But the blonde shakes her head and says, "No, I'd rather stay. I need to keep my mind off it, and work is the best distraction." The boss nods and tells her, "All right, but if you need anything, just let me know." A few hours later, he checks on her again. He sees her at her desk, now sobbing even harder. Alarmed, he rushes over and asks, "Are you okay? Did something else happen?" The blonde cries, "Yes, I just got a call from my sister. Her mom died too." A blonde, looking to earn some extra cash, decided to offer her services as a handyman. She began knocking on doors in a wealthy neighborhood. At the first house, she asked the homeowner, "Do you have any jobs I can do?" He thought for a moment and said, "Well, you could paint my porch. How much would you charge?" She replied, "How about $50? "Deal," he said. "The paint and supplies are in the garage." As she got to work, the man's wife, who had overheard the conversation, said, "Does she know the porch goes all the way around the house?" The husband chuckled. "She should. She was standing on it." A short while later, the blonde returned, covered in paint. "You're done already?" the man asked, surprised. "Yep," she said proudly. "And I had enough paint left to give it 2 coats." Impressed, the man pulled out $50. Just as she turned to leave, the blonde added with a smile, "Oh, and by the way, it's not a porch, it's a Ferrari." One day, 3 women went to a water park and climbed to the top of a giant flume. There was a black-haired woman, a brown-haired woman, and a blonde. As they reached the top, a genie suddenly appeared and said, "As you slide down, shout out what you want most in the world, and you'll land in it at the bottom." Excited, the black-haired woman slid down first, shouting, "Money!" She landed in a pile of cash. Next, the brown-haired woman went down yelling, "Gorgeous men!" She landed in the arms of handsome guys. Then it was the blonde's turn. She hadn't been paying attention to the genie. As she launched herself down the flume, she threw her hands in the air and shouted, "Whee!" I was once passing through a small town in England when a woman flagged me down. Her car had broken down and she needed help. As I worked on the engine, she kept crossing the street just to shout "hello" at me. It happened a few times and I started thinking it was a bit odd, until I realized the woman was Adele.